Hi everyone, welcome to the Baguette Investor channel for a new weekly video. And this week was a great week. I made quite a few great performance. You can see that this is my trading journal with each of my trade listed and also my performance on every individual account. And this is the global performance of all my holdings. You can see that since I started this trading journal in mid-June, I've been downtrending at a very slow pace, and now I'm trending up again. And you know how it's because of the crypto markets. Crypto markets are starting to get up some strength, so we're gonna go into the TA right now. Let's start with Bitcoin. I don't know if you saw that, but I don't know if you know, but TradingView added the Bitcoin index. So it's the all-time price of Bitcoin, and it goes back all the way to 2010. Isn't that great? Anyway, we are looking at Bitcoin at the moment, and if you are familiar with technical analysis, you know that we are on a resistance. You can see that these 48,000 are really the resistance people are watching right now, and it's logical that we are finding some bearish momentum here. We extracted ourselves from this accumulation range right there. We got out of it on the upside, which is great. We're trying to build a new trend. The only thing people are afraid of is the dead cat bounce, where it was just a correction into the bearish movement, and now what we risk doing is going back again into a bear market. This is what happened in 2017. You can see around there, and it happens most of the time at the end of bull markets where the market bounces, but it's a fake bounce. It's a dead cat bounce. Just like when you throw a cat away from a building, it bounces, but because it bounces doesn't mean it's alive. It's usually dead. So how can we know if it's a dead cat bounce or if it's the start of a new bull market? At the moment, you can't know. You can't predict the future with technical analysis. You can only act by what's doing. So with Bitcoin, I am not long Bitcoin at the moment. I do not own any Bitcoin. I didn't have any moment to enter. Some people would maybe have thinking about entering over here, but no, for me, this is really not the kind of setup that I know is making money. Right now, this kind of setup is just here for you to look at and wait for the decision. What might happen is we can find some correction, bounce over here, and if we make a consolidation pattern, I don't know which kind of consolidation pattern, but you know, something like that, and then there is a clear resistance line that you can take a position, and then I will take position. But right now, it's not a necessity to force yourself into buying when the odds are really not into your favor. On the other hand, altcoins were much better and had a much better reversal setup. So this was this week, just to show myself. Here you had the extraction from the range and the retest. So you can see we made a double bottom pattern that is absolutely perfect. And you can see that it led to a very strong trend. Like, the trend is perfect, it's beautiful, it's really what you want to see when you're trading the markets. If you look at the 4-hour chart, this is really the kind of trend that everybody loves, which is straight, which has not that much volatility with impulsions and corrections. And that is really what you want to see for altcoins. Right now, we are also on a resistance and we are seeing some momentum divergence. You can see that the trend is getting weaker and weaker. Will it correct right now? Will it keep going up and do a blow off top? We don't know. We just can act according to what's happening. Right now, we're in a resisting area, but we're close to the levels where I got out of many of my positions. I really think there is not that much fuel in terms of upside right now. We already went from 250 points to 5,000 points. The market doubled that period of time. So it's really not, you can't expect to double every single week. That is really not possible. So if you were invested into altcoins since this period, you already made quite a lot of money and you should be happy. According to, talking about stock markets, Europe is very bullish at the moment. Last week was a nice green candle, and on the daily there is some correction this week, but this is nowhere an invalidation of the bull market. And it's the same thing for the US. The US is still bullish. Some people are freaking out because what's going on in the world, but at the moment there is no alert. Of course, many setups on stocks got invalidated, but it's when there is an impulsion, many stocks break out, and when there is the correction, many stocks cancel those breakouts, and your job as a trend follower is to keep only the good stocks. So I wanted to share with you, to finish the video, some trades I did on crypto. Here you can see that I'm holding all of these cryptos for a long period of time because they're crypto that have beautiful structures. What I call structure is really a market bottom that is trying to reverse the trend. You can see some of them right there. I bought around there, and now they're going they're making quite a strong trend. Some already started, some are just waiting to start. So I just need to wait. I also made some impulsion trades, where it's a strong move where I use a stop loss. So you can see that this was AR USDT. This is really a kind of configuration that I love, which is called a recovery. So it's really, I already spoke about that on the channel, but it's when you have a bear market, you reverse the trend and then you make the first consolidation after the trend reversal. And this is where I wanted to take the trade. Not over here most of the time with the stop loss, because what usually happens is there is a wick that goes down and can take you out if you use a stop loss, so you're going to be taken out. But if you trade this pattern right there, there is so much momentum on the start of the trend that the trade takes off, and you can manage the position in a much different way than if you don't use a stop loss. So when I invest for the longer term, I don't use a stop loss, but when I trade, for example, the daily or the 4-hour with these kind of trades, I use a stop loss and I follow the trend, and I try to stick as close as possible to the trend and then take my profits when it's needed. There has been some frustration on this week. For example, I had these trades that I took, and the market showed sign of weakness during the night, and I had to cut the trade before going to bed. And you can see that what happened is that it did not break down. What happened is that it got much higher, and if I had stayed into the trade, I had made tremendous amount of money, but it's tough. But you have to secure your gains, and it's even worse on this one. I had taken the trade right there, and I saw an invalidation. Over here, the market was showing signs of you being cautious, so I decided to take off some risk on my portfolio, and you can see that what happened was absolutely awful and went up again. So it's kind of frustrating, but yeah, there are trades that happen like that. Last week I had a great trade on Qtum, but a bad trade on ADA. So there's no problem. It's just how markets work, and I'm trying to figure out how to trade the markets as best as I can. I'm not advocating that I'm the best trader out there. I'm just like you guys, trying to make money, starting my way into the financial markets and not trying to lose that much money. At the moment, my goal is not to make as much, is really to lose as little when I'm wrong, because I'm still in the learning process. Of course, I'll be in the learning process for my whole life, but I think that I still have so much to learn that I need to be very cautious about my positions, and I need to manage more the risk than I'm taking risk. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're interested in risk management, I already made some videos about that. It's really what I'm passionate about, because I don't really like losing that much money. I prefer taking less risk and having lower returns than risking too much and not being able to sleep at night. This is how I see financial markets, but everyone has a different view of the financial markets. So yeah, hope you had a great week on the markets. Hope you are going to succeed in the next week, and if it's not a green week, well, just trade safely and don't try to lose as much as you would have without being cautious. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.